Hello and welcome to another edition of Doing Business in Rwanda. This week, we take a look at opportunities in the manufacturing and construction industry in the country. We will be visiting Muhanga, where President Paul Kagame officiated the launch of one of the largest cement factories here in Rwanda. Nestled in the lush and serene hilly expanse of Muhanga, this is the largest cement plant in Rwanda. Welcome to Anjia, one of Rwanda's largest cement and prefabricated plants.
Well, the launch of Anjia today is such a significant milestone in our construction sector because this factory that has been launched has capacity to produce up to 1 million tons of cement a year. To give you context, our current need is about 1.2 million tons. What that means that with this factory, together with the two existing ones, Simera and Prime Cement, we will have more than enough capacity that's needed for the country. But also the capacity is growing because beyond what we have today as the demand, with all the big projects we have like Bugesera International Airport and many other housing projects and hotels, this number is the demand is going to grow and we have the capacity to fill that demand. But also for the extra demand that we have from the domestic production, we are also going to be exporting. Already 22% of the domestically produced cement is exported to the region around. So we're going to see that number grow because the capacity is bigger. So that helps us to reduce the import bill for some of the cement we're still importing. It also helps us to increase the exports to the neighboring countries, and it creates jobs. Up to 2,000 jobs were created, including during the construction phase. After the construction phase, we have about 550 jobs that will be permanently generated here at Anjia. That's opportunities for 550 Rwandans out there to enjoy this benefit of the job here. So that's why today Anjia has been significant. It's an $100 million investments at full capacity. The president has honored us with his presence because it's a significant milestone.
Rwanda is currently undertaking several multi-million projects geared towards setting the country up for accelerated economic development, and manufacturing is playing a key role in this.
It's a momentous moment of China-Rwanda cooperation, and I'm deeply honored to be part of this. I would also like to salute the China West Holding for your effort to build a high-quality cement plant in Muhanga, and your commitment to promote the local socio-economic development. This project will largely promote the development of Rwanda's cement sector and key to the long-term demand for high-quality cement in the region. It will significantly enhance the development of Muhanga Industrial Park. The project is becoming a typical epitome of the friendly cooperation between China and Rwanda. I believe with this project, more jobs will be created for local people and boost their well-being. I believe with the output of high-quality cement, more beautiful buildings and infrastructure will be erected and established in Rwanda and in the region. I believe with this investment, it will set an example for invest in Rwanda. Visit Rwanda. Invest in Rwanda will become a fashion.
The plant, built at a cost of $100 million is tipped to lower the cost of construction and make Rwanda a more competitive market for manufacturing. Rwanda's President Paul Kagame, while officiating the launch of the plant, rallied the global investor community to invest in Rwanda as the country gears up to be a formidable economic powerhouse within the East African region.
Over the years, West China Cement and West International Holding have become key players in Africa's efforts to reach self-sufficiency in cement production. I commend you for your commitment to infrastructure development in our continent. This state-of-the-art factory will contribute to Rwanda's transformation journey. We thank you and assure you that you have our country's full support. Today, growth prospects for Africa's cement industry look very promising. A rapidly growing and urbanizing population in Africa especially is creating increased demand for housing and infrastructure. For manufacturers, this means more opportunities to invest in new markets and create jobs in our communities. Challenges, of course, remain.
Rwanda has a manufacture to build agenda that targets to unlock jobs and boost intra-Africa trade. Although the cost of doing business in Africa still remains a challenge, the regulatory environment is getting better despite a few gaps still lingering.
I think, first of all, what it symbolizes, having an investment like this here, is that Rwanda is attractive for investments. That's why they've invested in us. And then they're also taking advantage of the specific programs that we've put in place for investors to enjoy, including the Manufacture and Build to Recover program. So Rwanda is attractive, Rwanda is open, Rwanda has incentives to allow investors such as Anjia to come. What we want to do is to mobilize all other investors who are not yet in Rwanda to really take advantage of a very conducive business environment, very attractive incentives that actually reduces their cost of setup and increases their profitability in the country. And also, the other message that we get from this is, what else can we be getting investors to invest in? The construction sector is an important one. We still need investors in finishing materials especially. We need more investments that are going to help us, for example, in producing more steel-related products, porcelain products for sinks and bathrooms. We need electrical fittings in buildings. We need, for example, also pipes, to connect water in houses.
With the fast-growing middle class, coupled with rapid urbanization, Africa has been touted as the next growth frontier. According to the World Bank, growth in sub-Saharan Africa is projected to keep above 3%, with prospects for further growth showing positive signs.
They have moved in doing business, easily doing business in Rwanda. Everybody witnesses that. So I think it's number 2 in Africa, next to Mauritius. But I'm glad Mauritius is just a city-state, but Rwanda has rural areas as well. So I think the Rwandese example is something which we have to follow. If you see the CADIP scorecard, Rwanda stood first. That shows how much the country is moving forward in making things easy for private sector to engage in, and also small and medium enterprises to flourish, and smallholder farmers also to engage. We can be supporting the global community with the potential we have if we can work very hard and evidence-based engagement in the system. So I believe Rwanda has shown us a very good example, and many are still waiting to come to Rwanda, but the spillover effect is huge. I'm not just talking about Rwanda. Rwanda as a center, we have to look into the entire COMESA, and with CFTA, also the entire continent benefiting from that. I do not believe that a single country's success can sustain for a long period of time unless otherwise it is connected to the entire continental and regional system, even to the global system, because we are in a globalized world. And whatever happens at the global stage also affects us, like the COVID issue, the climate issue, which is the conflict we see this time. The European conflict is affecting us so much. So I think we need to cooperate at all stages, but Rwanda has shown at the national stage and even African-wide advocacy that leadership is the key for everything. So that goes to leadership then. So we have to address the leadership deficit in our continent, which is very essential.
To maintain her growth momentum and keep key investors like China engaged in business for the long term, Rwanda is striving to be a shining beacon of investment opportunities backed by key robust policies.
To enhance the performance of the industry, it is essential to deliver higher quality products and shift to more sustainable manufacturing practices. Governments also have a responsibility to enact enabling investment policies. That's what we have been doing here in Rwanda for a number of years so far. Only then can we continue gaining ground to remove regulatory barriers, increase beneficial competition, and of course, reduce prices. Ultimately, the end goal is to build a more connected Africa, which everyone can benefit from. The African Continental Free Trade Area is a valuable tool at our disposal, but we must, together, all of us, to unleash its full potential. Transformation takes time. We are united by a shared vision to close the infrastructure gap and improve standards of living. Let's continue building on this mindset.
Rwanda's manufacturing industry continues to offer enormous potential, and the country has prioritized manufacturing as a key ingredient to accelerate the country's growth prospects. This has been an edition of Doing Business in Rwanda. My name is Abi Agina for CNBC Africa.